With the centre reportedly forming a panel headed by former President Ram Nath Kovind to explore the possibility of one nation, one election, a day after its surprise announcement of a 5-day special session of Parliament beginning September 18, there is frenzied speculation that Prime Minister Narendra Modi may roll out plans for synchronized polls for the Lok Sabha and the state assemblies. The suspense is likely to end only when Lok Sabha Speaker Om Birla convenes a meeting of the Business Advisory Committee where agenda papers are required to be circulated to all members before the proposed session. The Bharatiya Janata Party has been pushing for one nation, one election, claiming it will help in better administration, easier conduct of election and save the exchequer large amounts of money. The move to refer the issue to a committee to explore the issue throws open the possibility of advancing the 2024 Lok Sabha polls to coincide with 5 state elections scheduled later this year. Let us try to understand the issue in its entirety. What is the idea behind one nation, one election? The idea of one nation, one election refers to holding simultaneous elections across the country. This means that elections for the Lok Sabha and the state assemblies will be held simultaneously with voting presumably taking place around the same time. However, the idea does not encompass panchayat elections, state municipality elections and by-elections. How does the opposition view this proposal? Ever since Prime Minister Narendra Modi started pushing for one nation, one election, opposition leaders have rejected the idea, calling it unconstitutional and against the principle of democracy. The Aam Aadmi Party has even alleged that the BJP was proposing simultaneous elections to replace the parliamentary form of government with a presidential system. The political implications of simultaneous polls. Many have called it against the federal system and worry that issues related to states might get subsumed when elections are held together. Voters who vote on regional issues for assembly elections and national issues for parliamentary elections could get confused. National parties could also get an undue advantage pushing regional parties to the sidelines. Also, if the union government falls, the question is what will happen to the state assemblies. Similarly, if president rule is imposed in a state, then what happens to simultaneous elections? Parties have voiced their concerns, responding to the centre's move to form a panel to explore possibilities. Holding simultaneous elections, is it a new idea? No. Simultaneous elections for the state assemblies and Lok Sabha polls were the norm in India till 1967. However, things changed when some legislative assemblies were dissolved prematurely in 1968 and 1969 and the Lok Sabha in 1970. A decade later, the Election Commission in 1983 proposed to bring back simultaneous elections. However, in its annual report, the Commission said the then government decided against it. The 1999 Law Commission report also pushed for simultaneous elections. Since 2016, the Law Commission, Niti Aayog and a Parliamentary Standing Committee have submitted 3 separate reports with varying suggestions. Will the passage of a bill like One Nation, One Election require constitutional amendments? Yes. Passing the One Nation, One Election bill will require constitutional amendments. Amendments will need to be made to at least 5 articles of the Constitution. Articles 83, 85, 172, 174 and 356. Evolving consensus among all recognized state and national parties would be essential to roll out such a plan. For the constitutional amendment, the Parliament needs to pass the bill with 2/3 majority and it needs to be ratified by not less than half of the state legislatures. Challenges before the Election Commission. Synchronized polls will also require massive allocation of funds to the Election Commission. The Election Commission will need to purchase a significantly high number of EVMs and VVPATs as every polling station will require separate EVMs and VVPATs for the Lok Sabha and the Assembly poll. The EC will also need to bolster its warehousing capacity as synchronized polls will likely be planned in multiple phases and the ballot units for each phase will need to be adequately stored till counting day. A larger number of personnel from state police and paramilitary forces will have to be diverted for election duty for an extended period of time. It is estimated that centre spent rupees 10,000 crore to conduct the 2019 Lok Sabha polls, while states spend anything between rupees 250 to 500 crore per state election. Though the calculation is that money can be saved, detractors point out that the number of EVMs purchased would have to be much higher. As we continue to debate its positives and drawbacks, all eyes are on the all-crucial Business Advisory Committee meet before the start of the special session of Parliament.
Subscribe to the Federal's YouTube page for more news and updates.